Morning all, it's Sunday the 24th of August 2025. We have now hit 4,000 subscribers. I will be announcing the draw next Sunday, and the reason why I'm leaving it a week is because as soon as I've done the draw, loads of people unsubscribe after the draw. Rude. So I'm leaving it a week because I just want the genuine subscribers to stay around and not those that just want a bit of a prize. I get it. Who don't want a freebie? Right, where am I? So if you aren't subscribed, go and subscribe. It doesn't take much. And this is what it's in the draw. It's a 15-year-old Rider-Waite tarot deck that I've done thousands upon thousands of readings with a homemade pouch, and there will be a special prize that will go along with that I will announce on Sunday next week. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Please don't forget to hit the like button and the bell icon. And for those first-time people who've never watched my channel before, all revenue from this channel goes to a veterans charity called Help for Homeless Veterans in Yorkshire. Right, this reading took me it took me aback really, when I found out that the government has just awarded contracts for freezer tents for bodies, to hold bodies up to 700 bodies. And then I've literally just seen a tweet. I didn't read it all, but I saw a tweet that basically says that the government could enact the Civil Contingencies Act that was brought in by Tony Blair in 2004, because they are clearly, or a lot of people think that the government is clearly gearing up for some sort of mass fatality capability resilience. So basically, they are gathering all the tools they need for a mass fatality event. So there's freezer tents to hold bodies. So they've put out the contract. I believe they've just awarded the contract. I don't know who they've awarded it to. I can't find that anywhere. If that happens and the government enacts the Civil Contingencies Act 2004, this means that the government could invoke emergency powers, cancel elections, bring in the military. So we could have martial law. Did I say cancel your bank accounts? Seize property and assets. And they only need a perceived emergency to be able to enact this law. They did use it during the foot and mouth thing and floods thing. I'm not sure whether it was used for COVID, but there is issues surrounding disease. Now, a few months ago, I did say that they might be trying to sell us another disease like the COVID one. Apparently, there's concerns around what's known as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, Ebola, the Zika virus, and COVID. This country is also at substantial terror threat level. So I just want to have a look and see if the cards are going to tell us whether the government is actually planning to do some dodgy shit. Right, so on this left-hand side, we have the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. And on the right-hand side, we have the Lightseers Tarot by Chris Ann. I'm not feeling like there's any... I'm feeling that this is more like an exercise in fear-mongering. So I wouldn't get too worked up about it. I think, there might be some diseases coming in from far and wide. But if the government are doing the job properly and they are vetting people's health as they come in, which I believe they do, and they see doctors all the time. Much better, they've got much better access to GPs than we have. We're doing the tarot first. Then that should be picked up, then, shouldn't it? And those people should be isolated until they are better. But we don't know. I'm feeling that this is. You see, the thing is, there's also a lot of tension out on the streets. We've got the Operation Raise the Flag. Fantastic thing. I think it's wonderful to see. But there's all this talk of we're on the brink of civil war. We're on the brink of civil war. But how many times have I said, as long as you're peaceful, and you don't act like an idiot, you don't do anything ridiculous, you don't cause any violence, just like the pink ladies, just peacefully protesting, not causing any hassle, then that would never be a civil war threat or a civil disturbance threat. So I think as long as you keep your nose clean, as long as you keep your nose clean and you stay peaceful about it, we shouldn't be giving them any excuse to go for this Civil Contingencies Act to enact that. I mean, it won't surprise me if he pulls a few strings to try and cancel elections, though, because he knows how unpopular he is. But he's eerily unfazed by it visibly, isn't he? Which I find quite eerie. We've got the Nine of Swords. What did I say? The Nine of Swords is the anxiety card, but Swords is the suit of the mind, the mental realm. The Nine of Swords is about worrying about things that haven't happened. It's about working yourself up into a stupor, and in the mind, everything's far worse than it really is. Worrying about things that aren't there. There's all these black crows, but up here there's a white one trying to get through to let you know everything will be all right. You just have to behave properly. And if you behave properly, you've got nothing to be guilty for. Then a lot of this is fear mongering. They ramped it up when COVID started in order to control us, and I think there's a significant ramping up of fear rhetoric, and I think we just need to be still. I think we just need to rein it back a bit. These are the things that the government could do. This is the thing that the government might do. However, we do have allies. We do have allies. Now we've got this King of Pentacles. See, the thing is, there's all this worry and what have you, but we've got this. I'm seeing massive loyalty in this card, and I don't know why, but I do need another one. But I'm seeing, well, I do know why. There's a dog there, a wolf there, but I'm seeing a huge. I'm seeing the loyalty aspect of this card much more than any other sort of definition of the King of Pentacles. This is a wise head. So on the one hand, we've got all this anxiety, perceived fears, fears of perceived things. And on this hand, we've got this really relaxed person, relaxed, loyal person. He's got a smiley face. He's got smiley eyes. He's actually, this is what you're worried about, but this is where we actually are, if that makes sense. Doesn't feel like it, but that's where we actually are. And he sat quietly in a library, looks like a library. So there's some contemplation here. This is a wise head. Wise heads keep cool. We've got the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is logical. The Queen of Swords can see both sides of an argument. She is just and fair, but she doesn't suffer fools. And this wise King of Pentacles is looking at the back of the Queen of Swords. This is confidence. This is where we are. This is where we are mentally. This is where we are in reality. This man's smiling at this Queen of Swords. It's almost like he's saying, "Go on, you can do it. You can do it. You know you can do it. Don't be afraid. Just put your battle axe head on and go into battle, but not in a physical way, in an intellectual way. Get out of the mind." This is someone who's just sat back watching, knowing the British people can handle this. My nan always used to say, God never gives you anything you can't handle. I'm not taking them, there's too many, there's about 4 there. One more please for this row. Just one. Too many again, look. These cards are lovely, but they do me head in because they're so thick. Come on. If it's meant to come out, it will. Come on. There we go. How many's there? 3. I'll take that one first. 4 of Wands. This is like a marriage, a partnership. 1111 card. It's a good card. It's foundation. Go back to your foundations. This is like, I mean, if this is a cold body tent, they're not exactly upset about it, are they? I don't know what that's all about. But this is the 1111 card. This is like, there's new beginnings here. There's like, it's time to rise up and be more positive and be the King of Pentacles. Be the King of Pentacles. Confident, loyal to your country, to your people. But be the Queen of Swords and actually be able to discern what's really going on, and don't pay too much attention to the noise that's going on. They could well be trying to instigate civil unrest to the point where they could enact this civil contingencies act. But this isn't feeling like the people are actually wanting to play that game. This feels like, yeah, there's worries going on. There are a lot of worries about what's happening in this country, but we are loyal to ourselves, our families, our people. We know exactly what's going on. We are switched on, and we will overcome. We will overcome. And then we have the Strength card and the Tower. Wanting to come out in that position in the middle. Feels like there's going to be a crunch moment. There's going to be a crunch moment. And that crunch moment, what happens after that crunch moment, all depends on how we react. And then we've got the 6 of Wands. Right. Cool. This is fabulous. So we've got the Strength card. Don't allow this crap to keep you up at night. Know what's going on and be aware, just like the Queen of Swords. You need to be aware of what's going on so that you can actually decide for yourself which way you want to go. Do you want to be all up in your head and worrying and lowering your vibration and lowering your immune system? Or do you want to be up here, having not taken the bait? Having not taken the bait. If you're here, you can change this if you want to. If you're here, my advice is stay here. So you've got the Strength. It's a tussle between, you've got the resolve, you've got the strength, you've got the what's the word? You've got the internal fortitude, if you like, to carry on. But there's this soft feminine side that's crumbling, worried, and all that kind of thing. You've got the Lamb. Don't be a follower. If someone is advocating something that you know is against your morals, don't follow. Be the lion, be the strength. The British lion, be the strength. And then the middle card, it's the middle card, so it's important. Something is going to come along to try and break this harmony between the confidence and the loyalty and the mental astuteness. There's going to be an event to try and rock that, to try and topple that. And I think this has got something to do with the protest. Some sort of imposter, or what's the word? There's some attempt to infiltrate this confidence and mental astuteness. There's something coming to try and topple that, to cause ructions. Maybe so they can enact this Contingencies Act and stop the elections. I don't know. But it's not going to work because she is steadfast. And these are already celebrating. They're already realising that in great numbers and peaceful, you will win. The Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands is success. That's the success card. But there is something coming to try and rock that, to rock this peace, to rock the clever ways in which people are now making themselves heard. Something's coming in. It feels like an infiltrator. That's the word I've been looking for. Thank you. But there's success here. But it's about staying steadfast and moving away from this, and not allow your mind to be swayed in that direction. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the slow moving knight. Yeah, this is going to take a while. This whole process is going to take a while. Too many. Let me get another card so I can see where we're going. So we've got this strength card. We've got the strength. There's some infiltration is on its way to try and topple. And then we've got this Knight of Pentacles, slow moving. Okay, I think the infiltrators of this peace, this really good movement, is going to slowly increase and increase and increase. It's there to try and break the harmony of it. But then between the Tower and the Six of Wands, we've got the Ten of Swords. Normally, the Ten of Swords is a betrayal, but tens are about endings, but not just about endings. They're about an end of one cycle, signalling the beginning of a new cycle. There's an end to the strife and the mental torture, I would say, with the Ten of Swords. There's going to be an end to this. There is going to be an end to this. And this 9 will go to a 10, which means the anxiety will be over. But it's going to take a while because there's going to be some ramping up of tensions, if you like, leading to this Tower moment. But it's not going to infiltrate. It's not going to disturb the movement. It's going in one direction and only one direction. They might put some people in. They might set off some foreign agitators. Might start ramping up, but the people, if they remain confident and calm and mentally astute and verbally verbally honest, then we'll do all right. We will do all right. But I think they might be bringing some foreign people in, slowly but surely, ramping it up to try and upset the whole thing and make it flare up. This tower is the flare up. It's either going to be a little tiny sparkler that dies out after a couple of seconds, or it's going to be an explosion, one way or another. But it's all down to how the British people respond, how the British people behave. This can be changed at any point. It only takes a riot to start. It's like when babies cry in a hospital, one starts, they all start. It's like a domino effect. This is very precarious, let me tell you. This could go in either direction. As it stands now, as I'm looking at it, this is actually really good, because where we are as a nation of British people, where we are, we're actually quite confident in our intellect. We're quite confident in the way that we're operating. But it's only going to take one bunch of idiots, and I think the government is trying to move some idiots in order to spark the fire. But then at the end, we've got the world. We will come to the end of one cycle and we will begin a new cycle. You know, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. So this is, the world's your oyster. You pay your money, you take your choice. Could go either way. But these cards are good cards. It's basically these cards, my guides are saying to me, you're good people. Don't show yourselves up. Don't become don't do this, because doing this is playing right into their hands. Because all this, you're going to be tested. You will be tested. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Drip, drip, drip. You will be tested. But this mental anguish will come to an end and we will begin a new cycle. Right, let's have an enchanted map. Oracle. See, not all my readings are doom and gloom. Don't go around wearing masks, though, because they're going to start telling us we've got Zika virus in every community, or Ebola, or what is it? Middle East respiratory syndrome and all that. Keep your vibration high. Sweep all fear out of your mind and your body, because that's what lowers your immune system. Go outside. Get your vitamin D. Take vitamin D. Take vitamin C. If you don't eat vitamin C, take it. Do all the things that you know is good for your body and your mind. Get out in nature. But do not fall for another type health emergency scenario, because they will tell you that half the population's dead. And it'll be all over the news that half the population's dead. And many, many people will take that in. If half the population would die here, then why aren't half the population in the Middle East and in Africa died of Ebola, Zika, and Middle East respiratory syndrome? Ask yourself that one. We have Field of Dreams. I think it was it that way? I can't remember. Was it that way? Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. 21. In other words, if you put the work in to yourself, everything will come right. Field of Dreams. This is the perfect time to harvest the field of vast potential not yet realized in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Be clear. Concentrate on your best life regardless of the temporary outer conditions. Concentrate on your best life regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream wonderful, take action, and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary. So there you have it. There is going to be some attempt to create a civil unrest scenario. Agitators will be there and infiltrators will be there, but we have the loyalty for our country. We have the loyalty and the community. It's there. It never really went away. We just forgot about it for a time, but it's back and it's fashionable. Right, I'm off, and I'll see you tomorrow. Members, 7 p.m. I'll see you soon. Ta-ra!